Shouldn't put Scott between those two tall guys like that.
Makes it look shorter than he is.
It makes it look even worse.
I don't really have a question for Rich, but I throw this out there that if we're sending out 1,400 letters a year for lead and copper, and most of them are not being responded to, and that's costing us money. I know people hate increases in fees, but can we do something to give them some incentive to respond to that? Can we say if you don't reply after the second or third letter, you get a $5 charge or something?
That'd be, I
I'm
guess.
just throwing it out there as.
That would be up to you guys.
conversation.
I don't like the fact that we have to send these letters out anyway, because what they want us to keep track of is privately owned. So, I mean, we don't own any of it, and they're wanting us to get inventory of it. I have a very big problem with that.
So it's an unfunded state mandate, but we still have to do it, it still costs.
It's an EPA mandate in a state. The state's in charge of control, or policing it, but EPA is the one who put it out there. That's one of the things that, I'll be busy with our congressman in February about. Because that is something that we shouldn't be doing anything about it, we don't own it. So, I would like to say that we do have a hell of a water department. We have some great guys out there, very dedicated and very diverse in a lot of different ways. So we are able to do a lot of things in-house because of that. And I'm very proud of them, so.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Rick.
Thanks.
Brad is next on my list.
Hi, Brad Upling, Public Facilities. Welcome, Derek. This is just a summary of our quarterly reports. The first item there is everybody's favorite time of the year when we put up Christmas decorations and then we get to take them down. Everybody's in such a good mood when we do that.
Especially when you get to do it one of the worst.
Yeah, yeah. After the flood and draining of both city ponds, I set up a restock with Mike Hawkins from the DNR. He did put some catfish in the municipal pond this last summer, but we still need to restock the largemouth bass and bluegill and some more catfish this year. We took down the outdoor pool, play features, repaired them, and then put them back up. As Rich said, some of our staff is talented, and we were able to tear a rear end apart in one of the pickups to save the city some money. And then some of the other guys learned how to do that as well. We rebuilt the liquor shelving behind the bar at the golf course, making more room for his bottles and stuff, and then stronger shelving instead of that glass. We also installed a channel for the pop fuel line, or the fountain pop lines, and then put in a power source for that as well at the golf course. We cleared all the volunteer trees and dead trees off that slope at Municipal Park, which kind of opened up that area for a better view of the road and down through there. We're still working on grinding the ash tree stumps that we took down in the parks, grinding the landscaping those. When it was dry enough, the wetland areas at the golf course, just to control the volunteer tree growth, we mow that. And then all new trees were planted on the boulevard west of the Central Avenue. Those are all autumn blaze maples. We finally took over the maintenance of the new plywood trail addition from C-38 to Merrill Bridge last fall. We helped out and marked out a lot of pins for the cemetery for the last gift. We got a couple blocks up there that are not real accurate and hard to figure out where some burials are at, so that helped them out. The headers and the roof were repaired on the pro shop at the golf course. We rebuilt a walk trail canopy under the railroad bridge that was taken out by the flood as well. We assisted with a few Eagle Scout projects in our parks and walk trail. And we're just kind of constantly repairing the slumping bank at the municipal park pond that the flood took out too. It's pretty good. They're pretty good seating on there, and it's holding pretty well now, so hopefully we won't have to get much more. Westmore tennis courts were repaired and recoated. The old Tool restroom, we gutted that last fall. That'll be used for a storage building when the park's all renovated. The shelter house, playground, and several trees were also removed. We still have some concrete stumps to remove next spring prior to the renovation project. We had a lot of maintenance and spraying last year with the flood and everything. It's hard to get control of the weeds, especially along the walk trail. So it's a lot of spraying down there. We had 10 full burials, 7 ash burials at Rest Haven Cemetery, 21 full burials with 17 ash burials at Memorial Cemetery. 36 lots were sold. 28 headstones were marked out for installation. And basically we're working on the south expansion of the Memorial Cemetery. Hopefully that'll be completed with 240 new lots this year. That's just a summary of our quarterly reports.
I appreciate the fact that you looked at that tree on Central and 12th and took that out. My question is, the stump that's there, is that the landowner's responsibility now, or should we include that in the grinding out, and like by Bill Caravan's house?
That's, yeah, so that's his responsibility to get the block away from there, and he knows that.
And
So
that'll-
I'm the one that dealt with him.
Thank you, John. I apologize, I had the
Yep.
wrong person.
Yeah.
It was a little lost there. but-
So we will get it out of there, but he was told he has to get that retaining wall block out of there, so we will not do it until the rocks move.
I'll double back and make sure he gets on that. Again, I apologize.
No problem.
I'm gonna contact him.
The other thing I wanted to just make sure that everyone understands, and Joe can back me up on this, the mowing that we're doing on the plywood trail, you're getting reimbursed for that by the endowment fund.
Yeah, we're
fund
turning
line.
that into
Monthly.
Joe and Jason
It's not costing
as
us.
we do it.
Right, so any maintenance, labor costs that are incurred with what you brought up there, is all reimbursed.
Yep. Yeah, we'll work on those corn stalks a little bit in the spring. Figure out what we're gonna do with those.
Right, there's a lot.
A lot of them.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you guys did a great job.
Good afternoon. Scott Knight, the street department. I am not gonna read through everything, I'll just kinda skip through a few things there. This year we did about 1,100 potholes. That's kinda normal every year. Alleys, we grade alleys twice a year, spring and fall, add rock when needed. All the painting of the crosswalk, lane markings, bike lanes, do that every year. Street repairs are ongoing. We do what we can do with the money we have. And it's always based on a priority of, I know there's some people out there that would like their street fixed, but that's not a priority of where and how much traffic travels it, but it is on a list. We kind of I run the streets every year and mark down what needs to be fixed, what needs to be taken care of. Seal with Neil, we got her down there in I think she got the northwest part of town done, sealing all the cracks. She's working over on the northeast part of town. Jumped to tree removal and storm response. We removed 180 plus ash trees and some storm damaged trees. And then we stumped 126 stumps that those trees were taken down the previous year. So we always wait until spring of the next year, and then we try to get all the trees that we took down, we try to get those stumped right away in the spring. So that's kind of why his didn't get done yet, but if you can get him to get it, we'll get it right away in the spring. I got another 152 trees that are okayed by the property owners for us to take down. I probably got another 200 people to get a hold of to talk to about getting their ash trees done. That's mostly in the southeast part of town. And we go around every year, and last year it was the southeast part of town. we'll drive around and see what trees are hanging too low over the streets and sidewalks. We gave Luke a list of 209 trees of people that need to either trim that because they're hanging too low over the sidewalks or the streets. And then downtown, as you can kind of see, the trees that were in the downtown area here, we've been taking those out. There's 5 of them. And then there's an underground electrical that goes underneath there, so we always gotta fix that, take care of that. And then we get the concrete poured back in there. Storm sewers, we clean a lot of them, rebuilt storm sewer intakes. A lot of them are the mortar and brick from 30, 40, 50 years ago, whatever. They're caving in, falling in, so then we have Holzman come in and it's actually a poured wall that they put back in, lasts a lot longer. There was some storm sewer in Schaefer Park that fell apart. We had to get up there. We kind of reshaped that, took a bunch of rock out of there, put new storm sewer in there. And it seems like the last couple of years, we've had some heavy rains. It seems like we're finding more and more separation in storm sewer pipes. So we've been kind of fixing that as they show up. As you know, at Foster Park, Holzman put in 800 feet of new 24-inch ADS storm sewer pipe through there. That was pretty bad shape after the truck fell through it. We started working on 1,200 feet of drainage pipe down by 9th Avenue. It's kind of down by the soccer field. And that is plugged. We started on that. We'll work on getting that finished this year. We'll probably have to re-dig up and put a bunch of 12-inch ADS back in there. Holton Drive, we've had problems down where you drive back into the dog park. Heavy rains, it kind of floods down there and backs up. So we built the junction box to an existing storm sewer pipe there, and then we're gonna actually run 1,300 feet of 24-inch over into the Walmart pond, which will help alleviate that, or stop that flooding down that intersection. We worked with Empire Pipe Services. They came here, they cleaned and cambered everything underneath Business 75 so that we could see the condition of that pipe before we overlay, put the new concrete road down. Some of that's gotta be replaced, it's pretty bad shape. Traffic, we installed some new traffic detection cameras at 12th and Street Southwest. We had to fix some battery backups in a couple of the traffic lights, some downtown, some by Dairy Queen there. And then we continue to work with the engineers and contractors on the traffic lights down here. And then, like they said, when we redo Business 75, we'll be replacing a bunch of that equipment because of the age of it. The winter and seasonal work, plows and salted streets when needed. And the new leaf vac that we bought is awesome. I know a few of you seen it out there. So like when we used the street sweeper the last previous years, we'd run 6 weeks, 2 8-hour shifts. And we couldn't even make it through the residential one time with that street sweeper. With this new leaf vac, in 10 days, we made it through twice through all the residential and sucked all the streets up. So it makes a big difference. So thank you for listening to us at the budget time and understanding why we, need this stuff. And then, we bought 3 new pieces of equipment, the new snow blower, the leaf vac, and the tandem truck. Bought all that underneath budget, probably $25,000 to $30,000 worth under what we had budgeted. We got a new siren order for out by well 14. It's on order. Hopefully it should be installed for spring. The tree dump site, we haul that compost that sits there all year, we haul that down to Highland Materials in Sioux City. We pay to have it all, or we hire Kellens and then he brings 3 trucks up and we have it all hauled down to there, so he takes all that. And then just the guys watching the tree dump site, we hauled 23 loads of broken concrete out of there over to the walk bridge along Highway 3 where the culvert was washed out during the flood. And then we'll haul trees up to the burn hole, and then just our everyday little stuff we do. So, any other questions? All good?
What's your hat stand for there?
You know,
Streets?
No.
backward streets.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Jason, do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Joe? Nothing, Brad?
Chief Vandebeck, I know there's been a little bit of activity online about flock cameras. Could you just remind all of us and the citizens about what they're there, what their purpose is, and why they're there?
Right, so if you recall, at the budget process last year, we did approve for 9 flock cameras. And it's been kind of a process, putting a couple of them in the city of Lamar so far. We do have 4 cameras in the community at this point. I believe we have 2 working cameras today, so we're working with Flock to work out some issues with those devices. Those devices are not to track individuals, they are to help us solve crimes. In a nutshell, that's why they're there. I can tell you personally that we are working some investigations with other agencies in Northwest Iowa, and they have been tremendous in helping us discover vehicles that are involved in burglaries, assaults, track down missing people. And you will see in the next budget process, we still don't have the 9 cameras. I don't see that we'll have 9 cameras even within 6 months. It's just a work in progress. We're working with the DOT on some right-of-way issues. We're gonna get as much information out to the community as we can once these cameras are operational. And,
Yeah, they're not there to issue traffic citations.
no,
Just
they're not.
record, license.
The only thing that they
They don't
record is
record who's
a.
driving, any of that, right?
No, the only thing they record is a plate. I have personally gone onto the system myself because there's rumors that we can see people's faces and you can tell if they're smiling, if they're upset. There's not a single picture on our Flock system that shows a person's face. It's all plates. So the locations will be put out on a portal that will tell the entire community. I'm not gonna hide where these are at. This is where they're at. And there's been some other complaints of security issues with the software and with Flock itself. I have sat down, and Justin and I have sat down with Flock. We've addressed all of them. In my opinion, they've all been debunked, but we are working with Flock to put Flock cameras in our community.
So Kevin, it's not just after the fact, right? Tracking something after something happens. When a car goes through, if there's an Amber Alert or a warrant, a wants and warrants on that car, you get
Right,
notified.
right, so it's real-time notification if it's a missing person, if it's an Amber Alert, if it's a wanted person. Probably within 3 to 4 minutes, the officer will get notification on his computer in the car, or if he has the app on his phone, that he drove past that vehicle. So it's real-time information that comes to us.
You know the adoption rate of flock cameras in Iowa?
The what?
The adoption rate, how many cities have them?
I can't tell you exactly. I can tell you Des Moines Metro and Eastern Iowa, they've had them for a while. Northwest Iowa is just kind of coming online. Communities around us that have cameras are Storm Lake, Sioux City, South Sioux City, Dakota City. Flock cameras are also in private industry, Southern Hills Mall, Shields. They all use the flock system.
Can you also confirm that there's in fact not a lot of copper wire in those cameras? Because I see that as a.
I think that was one of the debunked things, that had a lot of minerals and crystals and copper, so they would get stolen. No, there's probably about as much electronics in a flock camera as there is
Trail cam.
trail cam.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
I don't really know.
What? That's a good one. I was actually gonna ask about that. Also, and I could have asked Scott, but while I was asking people their input on the intersection that we decided not to close, someone brought up the pedestrian crossing on the tracks on Central by the library. The lines kind of just disappear and it becomes like asphalt. I wonder if they could get a line painted across there, just designating that little tiny piece of, this is where your sidewalk is. I'll take you out to it, but it's just right out here.
Oh, right here?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, it just looks like all, yeah, there's, yeah.
Yes. They just wondered if they, for their kids' sakes, if they could get in line for that.
That would be good.
So,
I'd like to start putting some pressure on the railroad to get the crossing fixed by Taco John's.
Okay.
Because I've been online looking at stuff, and there's people we can call and letters that Mike can send them to escalate it to the next level.
Anything else?
Nope.
I was just gonna give an update that, we do have a meeting scheduled, we as in, Mark Gall and I, with, Akira, I believe it is, that purchased the Park Place, to follow up on, their promises that they made. I don't think they're meeting until probably the end of February, but, I'll keep you posted as to where that is. I didn't want you to think that that's been forgotten, so, we'll find out how they're doing running their facility and where they're at as far as, adding on and doing the kitchen as they promised, so. Steve,
Good to be back?
two good knees now?
One good.
One good one, all right. Eric, okay. Got the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.